How are you? How are you? I want to talk to you about the category of one. How do you create in demand, high value, high margin, high ticket, high profit info products by becoming category of one? My name is Marlon Sanders. Been doing this full time since 1997. Sold over 70,000 products. What I do is I do three things in this channel. Number one is I help you create full or part time living, creating, packaging, selling, delivering info products. Number two, help you develop affiliate income. Number three, we show you how to promote any product, any service, any business using effective online marketing. So let me ask you a question. Uh, do you have a challenge with people trying to commoditize your products where they're pushing your price down because it's like, well, I can buy yours, I can buy somebody else's, that kind of thing. So then you have this pressure for your price points to go down. I can buy something on Udemy, I can buy something on Kindle, why do I need to pay you money, right? It's YouTube videos about it. If you have that challenge, then type category of one in the comments. Category of one. Type that in the comments to let me know, so I'll know if I'm talking to the right audience or not. Let me know if I'm talking on the right topic or not. I do appreciate it. So here is the deal. The way you overcome commoditization, where people are seeing you as the same and not being what we call different or differentiated, is the big $5 word for it, is because there's nothing unique and compelling that's creating a difference between you and the competitive alternatives, competitive products. Again, we call this a $5 word, which is differentiation. By the way, if you're on, type your name, just let me know. And again, if you're having a challenge with commoditization, not being able to charge people premium prices, people not seeing a reason to buy from you versus something AI generated, Udemy, Kindle, whatever the heck, then just type the word category of one and let me know. It'll let me know if I'm talking on the right topic to the right audience or not. Now, differentiation is this really big word. It comes from the primary person who made this popular was Michael Porter in his book called Competitive Advantage. Now, Michael Porter has a lot of books, including Competitive Strategy, but that's not the book I'm referring to. The book I'm referring to is called Competitive Advantage. It's a very big book, but you only need to read about the first quarter of the book. He does use some kind of pretty big words and so forth, so I'm not saying that it's an easy Friday night read. It's one you have to apply some brain power to, but it's really a great book, and he had some seminal ideas in there that have lasted since he wrote the book, which was probably 30 years ago or 25 years ago or something like that, right? But anyway, he talked about this concept or idea of differentiation. And so you can differentiate on price or you can differentiate on performance. Now, I don't recommend differentiate on price because, in a hot New York minute, somebody else can come along and offer a lower price. So price doesn't give you much differentiation. They'll be like, well, you're at $1, but Joe Blow over here is 50 cents. I'm going to go buy from him, right? So that leaves you with differentiating on performance. Which is the performance of your product or service. But now, I have a lot of different methods I teach for differentiation. Today in my MMM newsletter, which you can subscribe to get a trial of at resellertoolkit.com/MMM system. I do the newsletter every Saturday. I talked about the 4 steps to selling big ticket products. One of those was creating perceived value, the perception of value. And I talked about differentiating on an attribute. It's one of the methods that Michael Porter teaches in Competitive Advantage. So I just wanted to give you a short snippet of what I taught in the newsletter today. The classic example of this has got to be Stephen Pierce when he wrote a book many, many, many years ago called The Whole Truth. Thought it was a brilliant concept, brilliant title, brilliant book at the time. Because if you wanted the whole truth about internet marketing, this is the only book to read, right? There wasn't any other book giving you the whole truth. There was only one book giving you the whole truth. So if you wanted the whole truth, you bought his book. That's called differentiating on attribute. It's the one thing. It's the one thing that separates your product, the performance of your product, the benefit of your product, the value of your product or service from all of the others. Now, there's endless hundreds or thousands of ways to differentiate an attribute. You just go get you search Google and find a list of attributes. You go down the list and you go, okay, I like this attribute. I like this attribute, right? And in fact, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go over here to the big Google, right? Now we could use OpenAI, and that would be, Chat GPT, and that would be interesting. I'll tell you what we can do. Let's use Bing for this. I don't know how Bing is going to work for this, but we can give it a shot, right? So let's go over here. Now I don't know if this is going to use the AI. Yeah. Okay, this is the AI thing here, right? So I'm going to say, give me a list of attributes that can differentiate a product or service. I'm going to submit it. Here are some attributes, but these are not the kind of attributes we're really talking about. But these aren't bad, right? Brand, customer service, packaging, marketing. Yeah, okay, that was useful. Let's try this. Give me a list of attributes such as evergreen, truth, whole, and so forth. All right, let's see what it does this time. Okay, so it doesn't understand that. Okay, great. So I'll tell you what, we're just going to try Google list of attributes. So here's 204 examples of attributes here. Let's see if we got any other lists. Here's a good list, it looks like. And here's a list. All right, so let's check some of these out. Positive attributes. Okay. How about the brave product, which is kind of like the whole truth, but it has the guts to tell you the way things are and not sugar coated. Candid would be similar. The big picture product, where you're painting it paints the big picture for people, right? The chill product. Kevin Nation's differentiated on this attribute with his chillpreneurs, if you're familiar with that. So that was differentiated on the attribute of chill, right? Collaborative would mean the product is created in collaboration with other people and even the customers, right? The compassionate, thing would be one that really empathizes with where people are at and so forth, right? The competitive one would show you how to compete, strongly with other people. Courteous, courageous, creative, right? Detail-oriented, disciplined, energetic. A lot of energy goes into the creation of the product, engaging. So you could go through here, but you find an attribute that describes you or your product or service, like experience. I differentiate on experience. Been doing this full-time since 1997, right? So I differentiate on experience. All right. So that's how that you would differentiate on a single attribute. And what I see as the value of it. Because to me, the value of it is, it's just an idea, right? So when I say, as Steve Pierce said, the whole truth, it's an idea. It didn't cost him more to write an ebook giving the whole truth than any other ebook, right? It was just an idea. I created a concept called evergreen traffic for Tinu way back. This is way back. But it didn't cost us anymore to create the idea that these were evergreen methods, which they were, truthfully, but still. You see, so in other words, you create differentiation, you avoid commoditization or being a commodity, in other words, being like everything else, and it costs you zero money. So really, really, really powerful concept. And again, if you want to find an attribute, just go look up lists of attributes and see if you can find one that seems to fit, right? I mean, I've seen one that I don't particularly like, but people use it. You know, authentic. I'm the most authentic. And what that really means is they like to bitch and moan about their life under the guise of being authentic. So I'm not crazy about that one. But I will show you, there was one here by this guy, the 7-figure spiritual coach. So it wasn't just that he was a coach. It wasn't just that he was a spiritual coach. It wasn't just that he was a 7-figure coach. He was the 7-figure spiritual coach, which is actually differentiating on, let me bring this up on screen so you can see it. It was actually differentiating on 2 attributes. 7-figure is 1, spiritual is number 2. So he differentiated on 2 attributes, not just one. By the way, this is Steve Love, and the group was 7-figure spiritual coach. I don't know if he's going to keep doing the online gig, though. I think he's kind of moving to marketing offline. But anyway, I thought it was a good example, or an interesting example at least, of differentiation, right? So what about you? What about your product? What about your service? What could you differentiate on? Can you think of anything you bought because they had just this one attribute that you really like? For example, in the early days, the people where it was the no haggle pricing on cars, differentiate on one attribute. You could walk in, the price is on the car, you bought it or not, no haggling, right? Now, a lot of people use that now, so it's really not a differentiation much anymore. But the first dealership in a town to use that had something that was definitely differentiated. You may have bought products because they were the most complete on a topic. For example, I'm completing a $1,000 product that teaches a specific method of email marketing. It's the most complete on that method because I created the method. Nobody else does it, for one thing. But second of all, I covered 101 nuances about it. So that makes it like the most complete. I'm trying to think of other good examples of differentiating on a single attribute. You know, to some degree, Grant Cardone, whether you like him or not, differentiate on a single attribute, 10x. If you think about Grant Cardone, what's the first thing you think about? 10x. He differentiated on the attribute of do 10x, right? You got to do 10x. So I think that's another example. We could go on, but there's a lot of other and more advanced differentiation methods that I teach. But this is one that's just a go-to thing. Like anyone can come up with an attribute and differentiate on it, and it works. It's a really powerful idea, and it works. Let me go see if we have any comments. And if not, we'll go ahead and wrap this up today. Thank you all for watching. If you feel that you're competing too much as a commodity and you need some help coming up with your differentiation, just type the word in comments different and let me know. Let me know if you know, I may have a report for you. Or may have other suggestions for you. So just type the word different in the comments and let me know. Thank you all for watching today. I'm recording this on Saturday, so have a great Saturday, and I will see you probably Monday. Bye for now.